What's up guys, welcome back to another video. It's MJ from Grid Motors. Today we have a 2018 Jeep Compass that we're working on. I'll give you a backstory of this vehicle. This came through a business that we deal with. They buy vehicles from the auctions and just sell the vehicle as is. So when they picked up the vehicle, everything was running fine, no problems. They parked it for a few days. The battery went down. So they replaced the battery. Ever since, the car does not want to fire up. So the problem with this vehicle is right now we're having codes lost communication with TCM. And of course, if the car does not know what gear we're in, it's not going to fire up, it's not going to start. So they tried putting in another computer to see if that's going to work. That did not fix the problem, of course. Regardless of it being needed to be programmed, it's still not communicating with the TCM. If you put a module in that's not programmed, you should still be able to communicate to it until you do the programming, and then everything will start working. But right now, if we look at our scanner, all the codes we're getting are basically related to lost communication to TCM. So the car does not know what gear it's in, and of course it's not going to allow you to fire up. If we go into report, TCM lost transmission message, ABS lost communication TCM, IPC cluster, everything is losing communication with the TCM. And also if we look down here, everything is red, so the car does not know what gear we're in. And also in the cluster, when we turned it on first, there was a symbol of the transmission. So basically the problem we're dealing with is lost communication with the TCM. So we come, of course, and check the basics. We tested all the fuses. There are 3 fuses related to the TCM and the PCM. Everything checked fine. I believe those 3 over here on the right side, F24, and the rest below it, and as well as this 5 amp fuse over here. All these tested fine, but of course, what we usually do when we get a vehicle with problems, we test all the fuses regardless of the circuit that we're having problems with. We did the same thing with the fuse box under the driver dash. If we look up here by the OBD behind the dash knee panel, you could see the BCM, which has as well fuses in there. So we tested all the fuses and everything seems to be fine. So where is the problem? Now, the proper way of testing this is, of course, getting to the module that we're having problems with and pinning it out, making sure we have power and ground. In our case, the transmission module is not getting power from F24, which is in that fuse. But if we actually test the fuse itself, we will confirm that the fuse is good. So now here's the thing, FUSE F24 is actually located right in here. You won't be able to see it unless if you go at an angle. It's a blue color fuse. We're going to show you right now that we do have power. And the way I like to do it, I use my multimeter probe in tight places where I can't reach with my power probe. I just put the pin there, and then I use my power probe and confirm I have power one side, and then same thing on the other side. I do have power. So we know 100% the power is coming out from the fuse box, but it's not getting to the module. So now we can confirm it's a wiring problem somewhere. Being that this vehicle is a 2018 and only driven, I think, 70,000 kilometers, I doubt the transmission is bad or the module itself. I believe there is a cut somewhere in the wires. I'm gonna make it very easy for you guys if anybody out there is facing the same problem. All right, so we're under the vehicle right now, looking up towards the driver's side, between the radiator and the transmission. The first indicator of me finding the problem is seeing some green corrosion on the zip tie itself, and as well as seeing some green corrosion on the tape from outside. So I figured, let me open up this harness and see what I can find in it. And sure enough, I found the power that is corroded and is not sending power from FUSE 24 to our transmission. So now we're going to go back up and I'll show you from top to bottom view and what we need to do. All right, so I'm going to show you the harness from the top now. We opened up the harness and sure enough, we did find one wire that was corroded. The second we moved the wire, it completely split, and we confirmed that is our problem. Now, if we look at it from top here, I lifted the harness top for you guys to see, but we can tell that the color is violet and red, and this harness is basically sitting in that zip tie down here on the side of that plate. And of course, confirming it with our schematics, we got FUSE F24 coming out from the box. It's hot at all times. The color is violet red, just like we've seen in the harness over there, and that goes all the way to pin number 1 on our module, which is fused battery voltage. So the problem is the power is not reaching to our module, and of course That's going to give us all the problems we're having. Now, I'm not sure if this is a common spot for Jeeps to corrode. Now, I know in certain cars, they have a very common spot where they break always. This was the first time I come across a Jeep having this problem. So if you guys are having the same problem, that's the first spot I would check, because I know some other vehicles have common spots where wires just break or corrode. So either the length of the harness is not properly calculated and within time it just starts splitting and that affects the wire, or it's just a spot where water goes in or not taped up properly, or whatever the case is. Now what we're going to do is we're going to repair the wire, close it up, and then we're going to rescan the vehicle and see if everything is good to go. But I can confirm that is a problem. Let's go ahead, solder the wires, and test it out. Okay, so we finished the solder. Now the best thing to do is usually insulate the wire. So just for testing, to speed this up, I'm going to show you guys the process real quick. I'm going to use electrical tape here, because that is a power line. So you want to make sure it doesn't touch the case of the transmission or anything ground related. Once that's good, we're going to close this up. We have the same Tessa style tape over here that we're going to use. And we're going to push it back down to where it was held with the zip tie. We're going to have to replace the zip tie, but for now, this is all we can do from top. We're going to put back our aux battery over here and show you how the car is going to start. Okay, so the aux battery is closed up for now. Again, they've opened all this, so I'm just going to do my part and have them close up everything else. Put the battery in, close that. Everything is connected here. We're pretty much done with the work on the front of the engine bay. We're going to go inside the vehicle now and see if we have communication with the TCM. And after that, the vehicle should be ready to fire up. And we're going to turn ignition on. And as you can see, the first thing we notice is we have our gear indicator show us P, which is a good sign. We're going to do a fault scan. Codes, we're going to do a quick erase. So we're going to cycle ignition, off, back on, fault scan just to make sure nothing comes back. Everything is green, so I think we should be able to fire the vehicle up. That's it for this vehicle, guys. If you're having the same problem with your Jeep Compass, I would test that location first, of course, after testing your fuses and confirming your powers and grounds are good. If everything turns out to be fine, it's worth trying that spot and see if anything is corroded and broken. But other than that, this should be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and liked it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and share button, and I'll see you guys next time.